Yo, this your boy, the real McCoy, coming at you, man. Talking about boxing for my boxing heads, man. Just got done watching PBC on NBC, Premier Boxing Champions. You know me, a great night of fighting, a great night of boxing, great fights, man, great fighters. The main event we had at 147 welterweight. We had the arrogant, to say the least, Adrian, the problem Broner, Shawn Porter. You know what I mean? Good fight. And somebody that now a lot of people finally got to see. You know, a lot of boxing fans, you guys probably have heard his name. Now you finally got to see him, Errol Spence Jr. You know what I mean? So good fight. I actually watched the fight instead of watching my second favorite show on TV, and that's Power on Stars. You know what I mean? I love my show Power with 50 Cent, my man Ghost, Omari Hardwick, Tommy. You know what I mean? They got Carmelo Anthony girl, she on the show, Lala, whatever her name is. She on the good show. My favorite show is Hannibal. Yeah, man, I love Hannibal Lecter. I read all the books. So I read the books, watched the movies, The Red Dragon, Hannibal Rising, Silence of the Lambs, all that good stuff. But anyway, man, good fight, great fighting, man. I'm finna do the video, and they showing Power again on Stars, so I'm gonna get down with that. Watch that. But good fight, man. We're gonna talk about first my man Errol Spence Jr. He I think right now, you know, anywhere from 147 to 154, that's where he's at now. From the welterweight, the junior middleweight, super welterweight, maybe even middleweight. But right now he's fighting in that area there. A lot of people think he needs to fight Keith one-time Thurman. That'll be a good fight, but Keith Thurman's on the short list to fight Floyd in September. Maybe those two can be on the undercard, you know what I mean? I've mentioned Deontay Wilder at heavyweight, fight Provocative Floyd Mayweather's undercard in September. I know Deontay keeps saying he wants to fight in September, and I think what he wants to do is get on Floyd's undercard, you know what I mean? But I know Errol Spence was talking about fighting Floyd. I mean, the rumors that are going around, a lot of people are saying it, that when Floyd fought Miguel Cotto 2012, he had a year layoff. He came back, he fought the Robert the Ghost Guerrero on Showtime, his first fight on Showtime. But Guerrero was a southpaw, you know, so he's left-handed, and they needed some. And Floyd was he was dominating all the sparring partners, and this is the rumor, and they needed a southpaw to come in to get Floyd ready for Robert Guerrero, you know what I mean? And they brought in Errol Spence, and they say Errol, he busted up Floyd out. Floyd had a black eye. He got mad at him. Then he came back and apologized, and he invited Errol Spence back to help him train, help him spar. You know what I mean? But the rumor has it that it was competitive. Like that man was giving Floyd some work. I'm a big Floyd Mayweather fan. You know what I mean? But in the day, I love boxing more than any other fight. Nobody's is bigger than the sport. You know what I mean? But the rumor is that Spence was giving Floyd some work, man. He was giving Floyd some work, you know what I mean? But that's rumor. Anyway, it is what it is, man. But tonight was a good, tough for the sense, the type of style that the Greco had, his opponent. I know he got the fight on short notice, like 3 days notice. And I guess Robert Garcia, you know, he called out the fight, and like Errol Spence said, he's known to do that, you know what I mean? But it was tough in the sense for Errol Spence, that, you know, having somebody who's a bruiser, who wants to bang, come forward, fight on the inside, you know what I mean? Not really a boxer, just wanting to get in and throw body shots, you know what I mean? And just wear you down, you know what I mean? I personally gave the Greco. I know Steve Farhood, he gave the first round to Errol Spence. I gave the first round to Greco, you know what I mean? A little bit more, a little bit busier. He landed a good right hand on Spence. Then the second round, Spence just took it. He just took it to a new level, man, and dominated the guy, and he got the stoppage in the third round. Wasn't top-notch competition. By any means necessary. Wasn't top-notch competition. He got a knockout was a knockout. He got the stoppage, dominated the guy. Now he's got a little bit more experience as far as fighting the guy who wants to come forward and come at him aggressively, wants to fight on the inside and things like that. I like Errol Spence, man. I like his defense. He protects the house. A lot of trainers call it that. You gotta protect the house. You throw that punch, you bring it right back to protect the chin. You let it go right back to protect the chin. Boom. You gotta protect it when you got the nerves in your jaw. You gotta protect your chin, protect the house. You know what I'm saying? He does that beautifully, man. Everything comes off the jab. Good fighter, man. Well, very skilled. Good power. You know what I mean? Works hard. Things like that. So now a lot of people have finally seen Errol Spence, or if you never heard of him at all, now you can see who he is. Good young fighter, up and coming. Not a lot of fights, but it's in the world of boxing, it's known that, you know, he's special. He's different from a lot of just guys who are just up and coming. You know what I mean? That's why some people might say he's too early for him to fight Thurman. He hasn't had a lot of fights, you know what I'm saying? But it would be a pretty good fight, you know what I mean? If Thurman doesn't get that fight with Floyd, you know what I mean, in September. So that would be an interesting fight, because like I say, Keith Thurman, one time, he's bringing the excitement. He brings the excitement, man, no doubt. No doubt, that's what he does. But congratulations to Errol Spence. He's going to be, you know, he could be the future, him and Terrence Crawford. You know what I mean? Those two guys could be the future, man. And, you know, he's on his way. If he doesn't get the Thurman fight, he's on his way up, man. He's coming up, man. 147 or 154. I think he feels comfortable because the height, he can carry the weight up to 154. And because of his age, going down to 147 and having the stamina, not burning himself out, and make 146. So he feels comfortable in either one of those. Maybe Adrian Orlando, he can get a fight like that. Maybe an Austin Trout at 154. Or maybe a Timothy Bradley at 147 if he can't get, you know, Thurman. You know what I mean? Somebody like that, you know, keep fighting the big name guy. He won't fight Floyd yet. I mean, not yet. You know what I'm saying? I think there are some other guys who've been in the game longer who, you know what I mean, who might be able to get that shot, that chance to fight Floyd before he does. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, congrats to Errol Spence. Now you guys seen him, you know who he is. So when you hear the name, you know what I mean, hey, he's a young up and coming to look out for. Once Floyd retires, you know what I'm saying? If Floyd was at the fight tonight, once he retires, he could be the guy to kind of take over the sport. Him and maybe Terrence Crawford, you know what I mean? But moving on to the main event, Broner, Shawn Porter. I personally said the fight could have been a toss-up, a coin flip. If I had to pick somebody, I'd pick Adrian Broner. Because I thought Adrian Broner, I thought his hand speed, athleticism, foot speed would be the difference to fight on his toes, move around, and box. But that wasn't. I knew Shawn Porter was gonna be tough. Shawn Porter is a tough opponent, man. He's tough. You know what I'm saying? So, and it shows because Broner he's only had 2 fights at 147 at welterweight against Marcos Maidana and Shawn Porter. And both of those fights, it points throughout the fight, in majority, especially the Maidana fight, majority of the fight, he was just physically, he was dominated. He doesn't have the size for 147. I think he needs to go down to lightweight at 140. And, you know, and there are some good fights down there to be made at 140. Danny Garcia, Lamont Peterson, Devin Alexander, maybe Matisse. Pacquiao can still, I think Pacquiao could go down to 140 maybe. Provodnikov, maybe even a Terrence Crawford, you know what I mean, at 140. There are fights to be had. I just think that over the last 6 Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather, over the last 5-6 years, the 147, the welterweight division, has dominated the sport of boxing as far as household names, the guys that are making all the money, you know what I mean? 140, and I guess business-wise, that's why he wanted to jump up and do it. The good thing about Broner's he's not afraid to fight anybody. He'll fight anybody, you know what I mean? 140, 147, which is good for the fan. I know a lot of fans don't like him. It gets on my nerves sometimes. I know, as far as in the ring, some of his antics, it kind of remind me of, you guys may remember Tim Littles. Tim Littles, he fought at super middleweight. He had sometimes he would get out of control. He fought back in like the 90s, early 90s. He would get out of control sometimes. Zab Judah. Zab Judah had the talent and skill set, and especially being southpaw, he had the talent and skill set to have a Floyd Mayweather type of career, Zab Judah. But he was just immature, in the ring and outside of the ring. I think Broner's he's just over the top with it, you know, but that's his business. You know, you're a grown man, do what you want. But when you get in the ring, you can't be throwing punches. You gotta respect the sport. I mean, I would like for you to respect your opponent for all the hard, because being a boxer, you know what other boxers go through. The physical things that they put their bodies through. That, yeah, I want you to respect your opponent, but if not, sometimes boxers talk and things get personal. So that doesn't really bother me. But you gotta respect the sport, man. You gotta, I don't care if, I'm a huge Floyd Mayweather fan. If he throwing punches behind his head, like, hey, no, cut that out, man. You gotta respect the sport, respect the game, man. You gotta respect the game. Don't do that, you know what I'm saying? Cut that out, you know what I mean? Tony Weeks, he finally took a point from him. I think in the 11th round, he took a point. He could have took 2 or 3 if he went from holding. Just Adrian Broner being Adrian Broner. You know what I mean? But Shawn Porter fought a good physical fight, man. Going to his body, the bruiser coming forward, and said Broner just doesn't have the strength to keep those type of guys off of him. You know what I mean? Didn't really utilize his jab. So maybe he needs to change up training. If he wants to consistently fight at 147, then he needs to change his fighting style. You can't be trying to fight flat-footed like you a devastating power puncher. I mean, he's got 22 knockouts, don't get me wrong, out of like, what, 33 fights now, something like that? 22 knockouts, pretty good. That's over 50% knockout ratio, you know what I mean? So that's pretty good, but you haven't knocked out top-notch competition. And Marcos McDonough almost knocked you out. Shawn Porter had some big shots, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's not like you're knocking top, you know, the upper echelon of competition. That's not, you're knocking out lesser guys. You know what I'm saying? So, but he needs to change the way he fights, man. Get on his toes, try and box, you know what I mean? Even when he does that, his defense it ain't up to par, man. It's suspect. You know, he pulls straight back. No pushing, can't be pushing people in the face. And he could have lost two or three points for doing that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just work on his defense. Learn how to box, man. I don't know what you're doing. If you going to the club, drinking, trying to be a porn, whatever you're trying to do, porn star, focus on your craft, man. Perfect your craft first. There is talent there. Somebody get them under the wing, you know, get the right tutelage and get trained up. I mean, get focused on your craft. There is talent there. There is talent with Adrian Broner. You know what I mean? Well, he needs to work on his game, man. But congrats to Shawn Porter, man. Came out, fought a good, strong, physical fight. Both guys landed some big shots. Broner caught Shawn with a good left hook, opened up the 12th round. Wow, dropped him, and like Porter just wasn't even expecting it. Just rocked with a lead left hook. He dropped him. That got the fans on their feet. You know what I mean? But the fight was over. Porter had won it on the scorecard. You know what I mean? I know Broner lost a point in the 11th round because the referee took a point, but he got that point right back in the 12th round with the knockdown. So those two kind of equaled each other out, canceled each other out, you know what I mean? But I had Porter winning it, so I know it's 8 rounds of 4, if you include the knockdown, the Broner lose, whatever the points is for that, but as far as just winning rounds, I actually didn't score the fight, man. I should have, you know what I mean, as far as points and writing it. That's what you gotta write it down and all that. But I did have Porter winning the fight, man. I knew it was gonna be tough. I picked Broner, whoever win, it didn't surprise me. It didn't surprise me at all. I knew that the way Porter fought, the aggressive style, the rough, that he was going to leave himself open and get countered. That's why I thought with Broner's hand speed, he could be able to counter Porter, things like that. But I also knew because of Broner's defense, Shawn Porter was going to have his chances because Adrian Broner's defense it's not up to par. It's just not. And you would think with somebody with that type of athleticism that it'd be a whole lot better. But it's just not, you know what I mean? So, but it was a good, entertaining fight, man. I think for Broner, man, go to 140. He needs to go down to 140, man. I know the money, the real big money is at 147. I get it. It's business making money. I think he needs to go down to 140, man, and stay down in lightweight, man. And there's fights there. There are some good fights down at 140. Terrence Crawford and Broner. Excuse me, Adrian Broner on the PBC, man. You can fight Terrence Crawford on the PBC at 140, Danny Garcia, maybe Paulie Malignaggi down the road. I know Paulie's fighting Garcia later on this year, and I mean Crawford's up and coming. I don't know if Broner's ready for that, but there are names there. You know what I mean? Provodnikov, if he can make 140, Matisse, there are names and fights that can be made for Broner at 140, but he needs to. I mean, outside of the ring. I mean, focus on your craft, man. That'll be my advice to you. You can live your life, man. What you're doing, you ain't breaking no laws. The arrogance and all that stuff. Hey, that's you. That's you. Focus on my advice would be just focus on your craft. Focus on your craft, man. You know what I mean? And obviously, some things you need to work on and get better. Obviously, obvious defense. Get on your toes, man. Box. You know what I'm saying? You've got decent punching power, and he's still young, growing into his body. Maybe bulk up to come up to 147. If not, stay down at 140, man. Stay at 140, you know what I mean? So But hey, that's on you, man. But it was a good fight, man. But he needs to work on some things, man. Work on your craft, man. Work on your craft. You know what I'm saying? And I wish him the best. Congrats to my man Shawn Porter. Good fight. I don't know what's next for Porter, man. There's some, maybe a Adrian, not Adrian, Broner. Maybe a Tim Bradley could be in a fight like that. Could be in the mix for him. Maybe a Keith one-time Thurman. You know what I mean? I think he already fought Thurman. But anyway, maybe somebody like that. But there are names he can maybe invite for Vatnikov at 147. I mean, 147 is deep, man. It's deep, no doubt. So, but anyway, man, another good fight. There are a lot of things Broner needs to work on, man. Yes, sir. But let me know what you guys think, man, and what you guys think about Errol Spence Jr. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna try and do more boxing videos for my boxing heads out there, man. I love the sport. You know what I'm saying? And I wish you had more of a mainstream type of thing, things like that. And let me know what you guys think. I ain't gonna hold you up, man. I'm finna watch Power on Stars now. I know they usually replay it a few times. I'm finna watch that now. Now let me know what you guys think, man. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, all that good stuff. And this your boy, The Real McCoy, man. I'm out. Peace.